here. There's a nice...
Hello, everyone.
We're already live?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
went live.
I had no idea. Hi, everybody. Okay, let's see here.
This is a new format of Facebook Live, and we just thought we'd come on to make an impromptu video. And the topic that we were inspired to speak about today is how to stop showing up for people who do not care about you. And this is something that affects every single person, including ourselves. So we thought we'd share our experiences on how we set up strong boundaries and how we no longer tolerate anything that does not uplift us.
First, I'm trying to get my angles right because Facebook flips everything over. How are you all doing, beautiful people? We love you guys. This is super impromptu, and this is such an interesting message. When Siman and I think about how we were 10 years ago, our lives were honestly, they were full of drama, lots of ups and downs, emotional ups and downs, and that's what 3D does. When you awaken, you are surrounded by all the choices that you need to make to get rid of the toxicity in your lives. And I can tell you that this change has to come from within, and this change requires action. This change actually requires a specific plan. These problems just don't go away one day. We have to take active steps and realize and really go into the deeper shadows of how do we feel about doing these things? How do we feel like we're abandoning our friends, even if they're toxic to us? How do we feel? Sometimes our own parents are so toxic for us. So that's really what this message is about. Welcome. We are so excited to connect with you live today. All right.
And I find that in many cases, the main issue stems from oneself, because we feel that there's this undying need to always be appreciated by others, that we always have to be liked by others. So we've been taught this pattern from childhood that you're supposed to be a nice person, you're supposed to be liked by others, and people who are liked by others are more popular, and people who are somehow different or do not conform to the social norms. And by social norms, I really mean, like, if you don't like someone, you don't have to talk to them. That's our norm. But in society, they say, no, you have to be nice to everyone. So they outcast people if you're true to your own feelings. So we tend to learn from this in a negative way. We think that we are supposed to suppress our feelings in order to be liked by others. And being liked by others is the only currency we have, because in most cases, why do we want to be liked by others? Because we don't like ourselves yet. And that's the root cause of not having the self-love. Always forces us to be liked by others. And that causes a lot of imbalances in life.
And you know, even when you think about the word light worker, a lot of people think light workers are these love, light, and namaste. We're always so positive. We're always so amazing kind of people. But what if I said to you that a light worker really means an authentic worker? Someone who can be authentic. There's 100 different definitions I can give you for light worker, but for just today's conversation, how about we just show up authentically in every single relationship without the burden of whether someone validates us or not, acknowledges us or not, thinks we're smart or not, thinks we're a good human being or not. So let's really talk about your choices. So I want every single one of you, I invite every single one of you to take a self-check in your life. When you look at the landscape of your life today, do you have people in your life that you tolerate? This could be friends, this could be colleagues, this could be anyone. Do you have people in your life that you tolerate? You tolerate their toxicity just because you are scared that if you don't conform, you will be shunned by society, you will be the black sheep of the social circle, or you will be frowned upon. So that's really the first premise and the foundation of our talk today. And the next layer is even look at your social media. This is actually going to get deeper into your psyche. Think about your social media. You may say, okay, I have a few people on Facebook, I have a few people on Instagram, and you know what? I'm kind of scared to speak my truth because they don't get me, so I don't really make a lot of posts about spirituality on social media and whatnot. I'm loving seeing your comments here, guys. I love that. So let's say you have that. What if you don't even realize how much your soul is suffocating? Because guess what? I'll give you a very simple example. My awakening happened when my father passed away 11 years ago. Literally, I'm a different person than I was 11 years ago. When my father was alive, he was against the most simple, the most basic things. I came from an Indian family. He would frown if I wore sleeveless, like a sleeveless top, which is so common in the Western world. He would not allow my hair to be a certain way. So I started conforming to his ways, and I put myself in a small box to be comfortable around my dad so that his toxic masculine ego would not feel threatened by my presence. I could not have been EldoRa Rose if my father had not passed away, because that hold was so strong, or I would have had to do a lot more shadow work with him being alive to get to where I am today. So whatever the situation in your case, today is an invitation to clean up your life of anything that no longer resonates. And the reason this is going to give you guys a breakthrough is because even though the optics might just make it look like, oh, these are just a few people on social media and these are just a few friends I just meet once a month or so, it's not a big deal. But what's happening is everything is energy, and energy is getting clogged up, and without you even realizing it, you're not showing up as a beautiful beacon, honest, authentic, free, crazy. Like, we're the kind of people who don't care about stretching on the street and doing all kinds of things, like we do what we want to do.
We don't care what other people think about it.
Yes, and so and we're light workers. We have a different wiring. So this is a momentous occasion for those of you who are making this jump of cutting toxicity out, and this is just a spontaneous conversation to spark that light.
And sometimes we should always take time to check in how valuable are the relationships that you're surrounding yourself with. And I'll give you a very good example. 2 years ago or 3 years ago, when we were still in Toronto, we hadn't left Toronto, and I was not feeling in vibration with a lot of people that I had in my friends list from the Toronto community. And not that they're bad people or not, but it's just that we were talking about different topics, and there was a lot of negativity, hate, gossip, whatnot. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be very selective about the people in my newsfeed, because if I'm constantly seeing like posts that I don't resonate with and they're bringing me in a lower vibration, then I need to clean up my newsfeed.
And I remember the day you did that.
And I literally cold turkey, like there were people who were my friends. I used to talk to, I used to meet them in drum circles, and I just sent them a message. I said no hard feelings, but I'm no longer resonating with some of your posts, and I'm unfriending you for this reason.
Actually, let me back up. You did not send them a message. You just we just disappeared from their.
No, I'm talking about one specific person who
okay.
I was speaking with. I felt like it would be too abrupt. Like, if you're speaking with someone, you don't want to cold turkey,
so let's backstep a bit.
Cut it off,
because I don't want them messaging 200 people saying,
no.
You no longer resonate with me.
If there's someone very close to you,
yes,
then it makes sense to end things on a note with clear communication. But if there's people who you never met or people you don't resonate with and they don't even know who you are, it's okay to just unfriend them and move on. But in this specific case, what happened was, when I unfriended this person, what he immediately messaged me back with a snarly, egoic remark, and he's like, "Why did you unfriend me all of a sudden?" I said, "Dude, listen, it's nothing personal, but I'm just not resonating." And all of a sudden, he started attacking me. He started saying, "This looks so bad. Don't you see how this will make me look in front of other people that you're suddenly unfriending me?" And I'm like, no, all of this is just a story in your head. Like, other people don't care. And then he started saying insulting things about me just to make me feel bad. And I'm like, now I know why I'm unfriending you. Thank you, have a good day. And I didn't say anything back. I'm like, it all makes sense. I had a hunch that this guy was a energy vampire, but then he showed his true colors. So think of all the people on your contact list right now. Think of all of them and see how many of these relationships are you keeping alive because you're the only one constantly putting in the energy, and they're not reciprocating, or they're just like seeming half interested. Like, you want to show up for a beer? Sure. Like, I have nothing better to do. Like, how many relationships are going to end if you stop following up?
Yes.
How many relationships on your chat groups, on your speed dial are going to end if you no longer invest in them because you're the only one investing in them? You might make a list of like 10 people, 20 people, 30 people. Now these 30 people that you're keeping alive in your relationship list are only being kept alive by your giving one-way energy.
Yes.
So they may not be interested in returning that energy. So why are you siphoning your energy, and why are you giving so much energy out when you're not being reciprocated and they're not appreciating you? So those kind of people really need to be cut out of your life, because unless someone is really showing up for you how you're showing up for them, then they're not worth your time or effort.
And start tuning into why, even if, let's say, you're having a bad day and you reach out to a friend or a former colleague or a family member, and you don't really love their energy, you don't really get inspired by their energy, and you're just used to showing up, you're just used to reaching out to them, just like they are used to reaching out to you. In 3D, when somebody says, hey, you want to go out for lunch, it's considered very polite, it's considered very customary. Oh, I think she still wants to keep our friendship alive. But what if I said to you that this is happening out of boredom, it's happening out of attachment, it's happening about, I have nothing better to do, I'm in a lousy marriage, I'm in a lousy relationship, I have no self-worth, I'm obese, I don't feel good about myself, I don't have a meditation practice, so I might as well just go out with this beautiful light worker and feel a little better about myself. What if your friends, family, all of these people who are siphoning your energy, who are meeting you, are simply siphoning your energy? So my friends, this is a very exciting time for many of you, because somebody asked a while ago, they said, what if it's our own spouse or child? And there are no exceptions. I'm going to actually go slow with this. Let us say your spouse is toxic for you. I repeat, let us say your spouse is toxic for you. Let us say you do not love your spouse, because someone asked this. This is a very valid question. Instead of worrying about, is it okay for me to have boundaries with this person or not, go deeper and say, why am I in a relationship with this person? What are the shadows I need to clear? Am I so low in my own self-worth and self-respect that I have to put up with this guy or girl just because I have nowhere else to go? What does that make me look like? So start going inward. And then if you say, what about my child? Let's say you have a child. A lot of people are really having trouble with their teenage children. So in my case, my son, I was extremely close to my son. Many of you guys know my story. I had, when my son was, I was very, very, very close, and I was the kind of mother who doted on my son. Like if teachers called and complained about him for stupid things, I would say, guys, like back off from my son. I'd drive him around to hockey, I'd drive him around for soccer. Like I was always the mom that helped with his homework, cooked him his food. Even if I was tired, I would come home and cook him his food. When he was 16, he started acting very narcissistic with me. He started bullying, controlling, cheating, lying, stealing thousands and thousands of dollars. And I'd be like, I wouldn't even doubt him. I was new with Siman. Like when Siman and I started dating 11 years ago, I'm thinking there's no way Siman would steal my money. I wouldn't even think it's my son. The first person I thought of was, there's no way
You actually
Siman.
thought I would?
No, I'm thinking there's no way Siman would steal my money, but I'm not even thinking, because that's my baby. Toxicity is an actual energy of psychic attack, and that's what I want to tell you today. Toxic energy is an actual energy of psychic attack, whether it's from your children or not. So if you have a son that's toxic, what do? You give them the energy that they're putting out. Meaning, if they're constantly arrogant with you and lying and stealing and cheating, and you're being this loving mother who's always going to dote for your child, there is an imbalance. So there's a correction. There's a correction happening. So that's why we labeled this video, stop showing up for people who don't care about you, who don't love you. Stop investing your energy. Stop having difficult conversations. How many of you are having difficult conversations with your family members saying, oh, by the way, we have to talk to you about this. There's something called soul. There's something called evolution. There's a whole bunch of things that we want to talk to you about. There's something called ascension. You shouldn't take the jab. It's not good for you. Whatever your theories are, these are your theories. If the other person is uninterested in what you're saying, save your energy, preserve your energy, and stop preaching to the wrong people.
And one of the common misconceptions of light workers is that we're here to save everybody. We're not here
Yes.
to save anyone. We're here to save ourselves. So if you're still in that bracket where you're trying to convince others of your belief systems about crystals and whatever spirituality, about the coming golden age and whatnot, many people won't get this. Like, you cannot convince them. There's no way you can even mentally like help them comprehend these concepts because it's too far-fetched for them. Their reality is boxed in, and our job is not to save others. Our job is to speak our truth, and when we speak our truth, some initially what happens, your friends list who don't resonate, they drop off, and that is part of the process. So when you clean up your friends list, like your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of your social media needs an overhaul, just like you do spring cleaning for your home. And then what happens when your friend list gets lighter, then you keep speaking your truth, then new people start gravitating towards you. And these are the people that actually resonate with the messages you're sending out. And by, you realize that suddenly you're in New Earth because you're surrounded by all kinds of flowers, indigos, crystals, beautiful people. All of these beautiful people. There's billion people on planet Earth, 8 billion people on planet Earth. So why are you wasting time with the people that are not on your frequency? You need to attract the people who are on your frequency, and these are the people that are going to then support you. Anytime you put out a workshop, they'll encourage you, they'll support you, because you're building your community. And that's how we get to New Earth. It's not a physical place, it's like a vibrational place where we suddenly realize we've detoxed our life enough, and we've arrived in this vibration where we're only surrounded by people like us.
Right. And so let's talk about what you can do if you are in these toxic relationships. Let's just recap. One of the things I always say to you guys is don't make a big show of your exit from a relationship. If it is a close friend and you feel, so for example, when I left my husband, I don't know, was it 11 years ago? I left my husband and I was very civil about it. I was very sweet about it. I said, I am not in love with you anymore. I just feel like I want you to be happy. I want myself to be happy. Let's lead a separate life. But what he did was he went and wrote a long post on Facebook, of all things, calling me bad names and whatnot and saying she left me. And so now my whole friend circle of 250 people, every single one of them started unfriending me, bitching about me, gossiping about me, whatnot. And it was like a full-blown attack. There were 3 friends or 4 friends who did not buy the attack. They did not fall for everybody, and they continued to say, okay, we'll still see you. I really want you to absorb this. Okay, we'll still meet you for dinner. And I was excited saying, oh, how sweet, they didn't fall for all of this drama. They still are my friends. And so I went out with them 3 or 4 times. This was 10 years ago, 11 years ago. And then I realized that even them meeting me was very skin deep. They were not interested in anything I was interested in. They could not see me for the beautiful person that I am. Even when I met them, they had these very 3D concepts like, you should pray more or you'll go to hell. And even though these were nice people. So at one point, my guides said to me very clearly, they said, we have a lot coming for you. You have a lot coming for yourself. And I'm telling you this, guys. You have a lot coming for yourselves. You are here to do great work. But for you to do what you have to do, you have to clean up your mess. You have to clean up your life. And when I say mess, it's not the mess the way you're thinking of it. You have to clean up anything that's no longer resonating for your soul today. And tomorrow, like 5 years from now, a lot of people who resonate today may not resonate with you tomorrow, because as you keep going higher, there's lesser and lesser people that you're going to resonate with, and that is okay. This is so important. And I can tell you guys how I did it with those 3 or 4 girls was I did it very beautifully. I just sent them a message and I said, I'm starting to travel now. I'm starting to travel the world now. I'm starting to get to know who I am now. I just send you guys my love, and I'm disabling my Facebook. And I basically just took a leave of absence, and I said to them, if I'm late in responding to your messages or whatever, it's nothing personal, because these 3 people actually I cared about. Even though I cared about them, it was time to let them go because they no longer resonated. And I'll tell you one other example. Vanita, who's our director of operations, started with us a few months ago. And within the first week, remember that we were somewhere else in the world. We were in Thailand, I think.
Thailand.
We had a meeting with her first week, and she was still living in her ex-husband's house in Los Angeles, in LA. And she says, we're no longer married. We're no longer married, but he's still my husband. I'm living with his house. We're co-parenting a child. And very quickly, she got through the point that, oh my God, I need my own life. So very quickly, upon joining Office of Christ, her evolution skyrocketed, where she said, I have to get over every single fear of mine, that I cannot live without my ex-husband, I cannot support myself financially, that I am scared to go live alone, that I don't have the money, that I don't have the means. And she made it her purpose in life to get that freedom. And here's the good news. 2 days ago or 3 days ago, she moved to a village, it's a place 2 hours away from California. It's quieter, and she loves it. We said to her, you need time alone even as a mom. And I'm telling many of you this. You need time alone as a mom. It's not like your lives just revolve around your spouse and your children. So now Vanita has her child for 3 days. Her ex-husband has a child for 3 days. She's moved on. And the energy explosion that I'm seeing in her field is huge, you guys. It's huge. I want you guys to know that this is called the sticky mess of 4D. You guys are all clearing the stickiness.
Yeah.
The yuckiness, the gooiness, and there's so much love and magic waiting.
And you know what? Sometimes in 5D, even like our vibrations, we make our life's purpose to keep our vibration high. We're always doing things that uplift us and make us feel good. But even then, we feel like sometimes it gets lonely in 5D, because when you decide to just focus on your happiness, many people will drop off from your life because they don't hold the same focus. They're not able to support you in your pursuit for happiness and your pursuit for joy. They want to continue in their old misery cycles, and anything that breaks them out of their comfort zone is like unacceptable for them. So these people are not going to come with you into your new 5D life journey. But as you go higher and higher into your own personal vibration, your own personal preferences, initially the journey gets lonely, and the temptation to open up old strings, old contacts, call that old friend or ex-boyfriend or anyone to pass the time, or just something to get over this boredom, all of that's going to pull you back, because these are your ego's distortions. This is your ego trying to pull you back from your mission. Your ego is saying, your ego always wants what's comfortable. Your ego always wants what you are familiar with. So never look back. Once you cut ties with the old past, once you make the decision that this relationship is toxic for me, or it's not even toxic, it's not even helping me, then don't look back. Don't rekindle old flames. Don't move backwards and undo the progress you've done, because when you go backwards, you'll just burn more and more cycles and get more frustrated, and then eventually you'll arrive back at the same place.
Exactly. You literally go in loops, guys. Literally your life will go in loops.
We see this all the time.
Let's say you break up with your boyfriend, and then you learn the lesson, and then you don't learn the lesson, because then you attract the same kind of guy again. You repeat the same lessons over again. It happens like a recursive loop. And you guys know this. You're living in a holographic reality. You are living in a holographic reality, which means everything around you is a holograph matrix. Literally, it's a hologram that's giving you exactly the experience, the people, the drama, the gossip, whatever it is that you need right now to clear your shadows and rise in evolution. So use everything around you to elevate yourself, to raise yourself. Every opportunity around you, every person, every interaction, without getting caught up on, I cannot let these people know, I cannot abandon them, I cannot do this to them. That's not nice. I'm a light worker. I'm supposed to save everyone. I'm supposed to take everyone with me. All of these are the sabotage, the self-sabotage baits of your ego. And your higher self is coming in with a message today to say, this message was completely channeled by the guides, because many of you need to hear it. Literally so spontaneous, because what the guides, your higher self, is inviting you and saying to you, I would love to start occupying more space within you. I would love to start co-sharing this body that you call your temple with you. But for that, you need to clear your mess, because it's too hard for me. It's too heavy for me. It's too dense for me to come in right now. So all I want you to do is raise your frequency, raise your joy, do things that you love, be around people that you love, be around people that motivate you, uplift you, make your heart expand. Because guess what? Then I as in your higher self, can come in and merge with you slowly over time. So
And we'll end this video with saying that if we had not cut ties with toxic people in our past, we would not be here with our YouTube channel, with our Facebook soul family, with all you beautiful people, because we would not even have the energy that we need to expend in order to expand our soul and be able to live the highest life of our joy and
Yes,
excitement.
yes.
That is only possible because we made all the tough choices to cut out every single toxic relationship in our
every
life,
single one.
including parents, including her child, including exes, everything.
Like with parents, it was very simple. With my mom, she not a bad person at all, by any means. My mom is not a bad person. His parents are not bad people, but they were toxic for us.
Yeah.
So there was a time when my guide said, block out your mom for 1 year. My guidance was block her out for 6 months or 1 year and just say you're going to work on yourself and then see how it goes. And a year later, when I invited her back into my life, right away the drama started, the constant bickering started, and I said, Mom, no, we can't do this. And again I said, I'm going to block you for 3 more months because we're going back in the same pattern. 3 more months, I added her back again. It's like a loop. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get this negative energy off every single time I invited my mom back in. And there was one time when I took the benefit of doubt and I sent my son to India to meet her, because she was really, really, really craving to meet my son. So when his dad was going, I sent him with her, sent my son with him. And when my son came back, you know what he said to me? He said, your mom was telling me you're not really, never call, you never do this, you don't really talk to her all the time. Imagine the audacity of my mother, that I send my son to India to meet her, and I come back, my son comes back and tells me all the tales she has told him about me. And that was my breakthrough. That was my aha moment where I said no more. And I literally, this is what I did, guys. This was like a soul level feeling of peace that I had, because that moment I knew, and I visualized my mother's body. Like when she transitions out of this life, I literally envisioned her body, and I said, if something happens to my mom 10, 20, 30 years from now, how am I going to feel? And I feel at peace. She's an adult. She brought me into this world. She taught me everything she could teach me. I was a very good daughter to her. I did everything I could do. I have now ascended my consciousness, and somehow there's no longer it isn't a right fit anymore. And how do I feel about it? Do I have any guilt? No, I don't have any guilt, because it was a journey. I got rid of my guilt over a period of 1 year. So once you get rid of this guilt for letting people know, once you get rid of this feeling of, how would I feel if I'm all alone? Shit, I'd rather have my mom sticking around me, so that if I need money tomorrow, I can go ask her, or if I need someone's lap to cry in, I can go. Do you see how we think? We don't let the people go because we are selfish. We don't let toxic people go because we are broken, because we are selfish, because we are scared, because we are bored in life. But when you let everybody go and trust that I let all that is no longer aligned to my higher good go, and I trust that this is going to create all the energy, all the space for what is in alignment to flow into me, because I have just created space.
Exactly. So we hope
that helped you guys. We love you so much. We'll be more regular on Facebook, and if you're not already on Instagram, follow us there. We're at EldoRa Siman. Looking forward to seeing you guys this weekend at the Crystal Workshop. We have a crystal workshop where we're going to be teaching you self-healing techniques with crystals. I recommend it for every single person, unless you're already a healer. This is going to be an amazing workshop. It's $88 and you get free access to everything that we do at NEMS. For that amount, go to www.eldoraandsiman.love. So eldoraandsiman.love.
And
We'll see
sign
you
up for
then.
the $88 gold membership.
Yes.
To get the notification for the event.
And immediately you'll get an email with what kind you need, a little crystal, quartz crystal.
And this self-healing technology that we're going to be teaching you guys this weekend, this is how we really skyrocketed our ascension. Because anytime we have any issues in life, any blocks, any patterns, we go right into the chakras and decode them. And that is so powerful because people spend years and years on toxic patterns and identifying them, going to therapy and trying this or that modality. But once you know how to reprogram your chakras, you literally become like the computer coder of your own DNA. So you can literally modify, extract programs, you can insert new programs, you can do a lot, and crystals are extremely powerful for this.
And this is for everyone. We make our courses very fun. It's a 2.5-hour event, I believe. It's a workshop and it's happening this coming Saturday. So look forward to seeing you guys. If you have any question, just write to us at info@houseofra.com, HOUSEOFRA.com.
And if you have
Bye,
any financial
everybody.
difficulties as well, just write to us and let us know, and we'll definitely try to help you out.
Bye everybody.
Take
Love
care,
you
everyone.
guys.